It's almost the holidays, which means family traditions like eating a ton of spring rolls and watching the entire Lord of the Rings Extended Edition in one go. And this year, it means it's also time to update your COVID vaccine. Updated vaccines now protect against the original COVID virus and Omicron. They're here just in time to make those family gatherings safer and extra special. Schedule your free updated vaccine today. Find updated COVID vaccines for everyone 5 and over at vaccines.gov. We can do this. Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
You know?
That's the most beautiful stories, I feel. Is like what could have been. Those are like
totally.
They're so pregnant with meaning and fake scenarios.
Yeah.
You know, what could have happened. Welcome to the Asian Not Asian podcast, the podcast with all of your favorite Asian friends. I'm your favoritist Asian friend, Mike Nguyen, and I'm joined with my guest co-host today.
I'm Jenny Arimoto.
Jenny Arimoto.
No, I'm Ben X Kim, longtime listener, first time guest co-host.
Comedian, DJ. Were you ever a breakdancer?
I was not.
Don't lie.
No, I know South Korea has a huge reputation for breakdancing, but I tried. I was terrible, so I decided to go behind the booth and make people breakdance.
Very Asian move of us to do that.
Yes, still one of the 5 elements, but you know.
One of the 5 elements, baby. Yeah. You are so old school for knowing what those 5 fucking elements are. What are they? Okay, it's b-boying, DJing, graffiti, MCing. The one that people don't know, real estate.
Oh, no.
Did you know about real estate as the 5th element of hip-hop?
Damn.
That would be kind of tight.
That would be tight. That'd be very forward-thinking for sure.
That would be amazing. Welcome to the show. Real quick, just a quick reminder that Hack City, our stand-up comedy show, is happening November 17th. That's a Thursday at Union Hall in Brooklyn. Tickets available in the episode description. Please come check it out. I'll be there. I think Jenny will be there. I'm pretty sure she will be. So that's November 17th. Come hang out with us. Or the one that's following is December 9th. And that'll be a Friday. And it's a great time. We hang out. We tell lewd jokes. And it's great. We're going to start the podcast by giving a shout out to our Patreon subscribers. Patreon is the best way to support the podcast. Go to patreon.com/AsianNotAsianPod. You get all sorts of little things. We do little hangouts, and one of the things we do is guess your ethnicity based on your name. So we got a couple. I'm going to do one today. This is, you ready?
Yeah.
We're going to guess the ethnicity. Stephen Warner. Why do you save your hardest battles for me, Jesus? This is this one. This is a curveball, my friend. Okay, yeah. This is a curveball. This feels like a fake white name. Does that make sense? This feels like my name.
Instead of a Wu-Tang name generator, someone went to the white person name generator.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, give me something that's
give me something real Wisconsin-y.
Yeah,
hit me with the Stephen Warner.
It's pretty corn-fed for sure. Yeah.
So this dude, I'm thinking, is wild Asian. Okay.
Oh.
This person is like fucking PhD Caltech fucking Chinese dude. Okay, but he's smart. He's like, I'm gonna throw him off. I'm gonna hit you with the Stephen Warner. You think that I'm, guy who runs a Tractors and More. Is that what it's called? Tractor Supply Company in Wisconsin. Stephen Warner would definitely run a tractor supply company in Wisconsin.
Yeah.
But he's actually, fucking born and bred Hong Kongese dude. That's what I'm thinking. Born and bred Hong Kongese guy. Nice try, Stephen Warner. Nice try.
That's amazing.
What do you think?
I was gonna say maybe it is one of our white listeners who
we do have some.
Yeah. Who is either, married to someone Asian or is just I want to say just an enthusiast of Asian
An
people,
Asian enthusiast.
Culture. Yeah, because you probably have some.
That's a good way to put it.
Connoisseur. Well, no, maybe
connoisseur.
Maybe that's not as nice. But
I think I like that. I think it would be funny if you were a white person and if you were into Asian culture and you instead of saying fetishist, enthusiast.
You just say I dabble.
I dabble. I'm a fan.
Yeah, big fan.
Big fan. I follow all the major players
because maybe comedy was their like gateway into this pod, and
that's fair.
They're like, I guess I'll just learn about this other Asian stuff too.
Okay, all right. Well, Stephen Warner, thank you very much for spending your free time over at the Tractor Supply Company, where you're general manager, and enriching yourself with some Asian enthusiasm.
Oh yeah,
we definitely got that here. We are going to start the show like we usually do, which is asking each other, what kind of Asian were you this week? You want to start this time, Ben?
Yeah.
Go for it, playa.
This week I was a proactive Asian.
Oh.
In the sense that I reached out and corresponded with people to find information I needed instead of just kind of waiting around and letting them inform me. Unfortunately, one of them was to you, Mike, where I was like, hey, haha, so those pictures from our Halloween show for Asian Not Asian, like, wonder when those are coming out. And I was trying to be nice and like detached, but in reality, I was like, I need those pictures. I need to see those pictures.
And why did you need to see those pictures?
Because I dressed up for the Asian Not Asian live podcast show
as one of the most Asian things possible.
I was,
even more Asian than Stephen Warner is.
And here's the thing: I couldn't believe so many Asians who were in attendance did not know my costume.
Yeah.
But I was basically the Sunfly of Sunfly Karaoke. Like when you go to a private karaoke, there's like lots of companies who do the songs. One of them is called Sunfly, and their mascot is this fly who has a microphone who is singing his heart out.
Yes.
At the title screen. And
he's blue.
He's
got a microphone and sneakers on.
And I was in this very tight blue bodysuit with gloves on, so I couldn't operate my phone. I couldn't take pictures of myself if I wanted to. And in fact, I had a DJ with an external mouse because the trackpad did not, my fingers wouldn't register.
Can I say nothing makes DJing less cool than using an external mouse to like right click on your song?
Essentially my work mouse. It was really, really nerdy.
Just like, yo, DJ Logitech.
It actually is a Logitech MX3.
Yes, Logitech makes the best, yo.
MX3
we should get them on the
mouse.
Podcast. Logitech,
yeah. So I was like, okay, the photos that were taken were by a photographer, and they're the only real record of me being in this costume. So I need this for my anemic social media presence. And thankfully, Mike got them to me the same day.
Hooked it up.
But I also had to contact my tennis league. I'm also part of a tennis league, and figure out who else was to play in the semifinals, which are actually taking place today.
Flex.
Because the way it works is that like you're supposed to play each round by a certain date so that the whole thing can progress. And as of the last due date for like a round, the people had not played, so I didn't know which of them I was supposed to play and then get in contact with so we could set up our match. And so I had to reach out and be like, hey, who am I supposed to be playing? Blah, blah. And I was just like trying to be nice. And he basically put me on this like group email chain with all of them. And that was cool. Not necessary. I didn't need to talk to them, but I was like, look at me. I'm reaching out and like finding information. And that was, sometimes it's painful to like feel like I'm bugging people. And unfortunately, that's part of my job too, sometimes, of just like bugging people to get things and then rebugging them and just kind of like, hey, just to follow up, just circling back, blah, blah, blah.
Circling back, baby.
It's so painful, but sometimes it works. And, you just got to find a way to do it without making yourself sound overly persistent and psychotic.
No, I think you got to do it. You didn't come across that way honestly, I just forgot that I had gotten the photos. You need to do it because I get so many like random requests.
Exactly.
All throughout the day, like, oh, I need to do this. I need to like book this thing.
It's almost better that people just are reminded.
Just remind me.
Yeah.
Just remind me. I always forget. I like to circle back. I call it droning.
Droning?
Like a drone, drones circle around. Yeah, exactly. Or maybe AC-130, you don't know. Okay, so it's yeah, I think that's good. I think that's sweet. You should check out Ben's Instagram for his iconic costume. It did throw a lot of people off. I think when I think of the Sunfly, I thought he was a monkey. A monkey with sunglasses.
I can see that because the way he is drawn.
The way he's drawn.
It's almost like a sock monkey mouth.
Yeah, exactly. The mouth is like a kind of like a little like chimp puppet.
But he has like antennae.
He does have antenna, so I thought that it was a monkey dressed like a butterfly.
Oh wow, you were like on another level.
Layers. Okay, whenever hold on here. Hold on. When you go to karaoke, let's just say, am not sober. Okay? Far from it. Crazy
totally
shit's
fair.
happening.
Totally
I just sang a whole bunch of Britney Spears, and this monkey butterfly shows up. And that's what registers in my mind. I'm drinking Coronas.
You go right past Occam's razor where like sunfly, that could not be a fly. Yeah. It has to be something else.
It's got to be something else. This is crazy. And then, who's got the songbook? That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, who's got the English songbook?
Who's got the English songbook?
By artist, not by title.
By artist. Yeah, fuck by title.
Oh my god.
The fucking book. Who's a fucking psycho who's looking by title? Songs are never the titles that they have.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
There should be a song book by not the title, but like the phrase that you remember most.
Yes. It's kind of like
because that's not always the title either.
You know how like the state capital is never the city.
It's not
that
Chicago.
Right,
Illinois,
exactly. Like
Illinois.
Las Vegas is not the capital of Nevada. It's fucking. I don't even know what it is. Is it Reno? What's the capital of Las Vegas? See, that's what I'm fucking saying.
No, capital of Las Vegas, the capital of Nevada.
The capital of Nevada. Is it Reno?
I don't think it is.
Or is it Carson?
Reno. Carson City?
See, that's what I'm talking about. And so like that, then like a song you're trying to find on when you're doing karaoke is never like the hook. It's like
Tub Thumping by Chumbawamba should be I Get Knocked Down.
I Get Knocked Down. But instead it's something completely different.
Yeah.
It's fucked up.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, that's great. I think that's wonderful. I'm my story of the week. My what kind of Asian was also Asian, not Asian.
Oh wait, I should ask you.
Hey,
Mike, what kind of Asian were you this week?
I was. I'm gonna say it, but it doesn't mean what you think it means.
Oh no.
Okay, I was a cuck Asian. But hold on. But listen, it's because I was doing Asian Not Asian live, and we were having a great time. It was a great show. If you guys came, for those of you guys came, that's great. For those of you who want to come, we're going to have one soon.
Will you be sharing the photos from the show on the...
Yes, we'll be sharing those photos. Yeah. And it was a great time. Except at the end. So one of the bits I do on the show for this Asian Not Asian live show, which is not stand-up, it's different from Hack City. It's like us doing kind of quote-unquote the podcast, but it's like a live show. So we had Youngmi Meyer there, and we had Alice Chen, and they were super funny. And one of the bits I do is I cook rice during the show.
Oh, yes.
And that's like how I quote-unquote time the show.
There's a live rice cooker on stage.
There's a live rice... It's a
Zojirushi, right?
And it's plugged in.
One.
And it's plugged in, and there's rice in it. I really cook rice. I really cook rice.
Yeah.
So I hit 60 minutes on there, like the white cooking rice mode.
Yep.
And it's playing it, and... It ended right when I needed it to, right? We're about to end the show.
Timing was impeccable.
60 minutes, boom. Do, whatever song. Which is probably named Chumbawamba also.
Probably.
Whatever. Then, I open it up, and like I do a bit, I was going to do a bit, or I was doing a bit out of it where it's like, okay, I'm going to give rice to the people in the show, and here's why you get rice. Ha 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 ha.
Yeah.
First of all, joke didn't work, which is fine. I was willing for the joke to work, not work. But I got roasted like crazy by Jenny, Alice, and Youngmi because the rice was too wet.
Yeah.
The rice was too wet. And they were, my God, I was getting cucked by my rice, dog. Okay? All of these people were yelling at me. I didn't know that I had, that this was going to be such a crazy triggering event for me.
Youngmi made a point to show how wet it was.
She showed how wet it was.
Reflective, I guess.
It was like so shiny.
Yeah.
In my defense, this, the rice cooker had just finished. In my opinion,
that's true.
When the rice is just finished,
you can't take it out right away.
You can't take it out right away.
You have to let it cook a little more.
Yeah, you have to let it like sit in there for a little bit. It kind of like does
I'm
its
with you
thing.
on that.
Okay, and we just opened it up. Usually, I like to let it chill. Okay. And second, this is my other thing, is I feel like I'm like trying to defend myself from when you're with a girl and you can't make it happen, and you're like, this never happens to me. This was like that with rice, with wet rice. Like, this never happens to me. I always make my rice perfect. But the other thing was, I only made a little bit of rice because I wanted to be used. I wanted to make sure it was used, so I only put a cup in there. And when there's only a little bit of rice in there, you can see the bottom, and it's hard to do the finger test.
The ratio is all off.
The finger test, you know what I'm saying? Because like the rice isn't like making a nice even surface where you can like put your finger in there. It's like there's some of it that's real thin, there's some of it that's real thick. It's hard to gauge how much rice water I'm supposed to put in there. But in either case, I apologize.
These are the excuses.
These are excuses. I shouldn't have done it. My bad. I wanted to publicly apologize for making wet rice.
I still ate it.
Yeah.
I put a lot of furikake on it, but
you ate it?
Yeah.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah, for sure.
I was afraid that people would eat it. Okay, so if you're loving our stories, please give us a shout out by leaving a review on the Apple Podcast app. If you're listening to it right now, hit 5 stars. Leave us a review. Tell us how do you like your rice. Some people like it wet. Some people like it crunchy. Okay, let us know. If you're on Spotify, hit follow. If you're on YouTube, tell us how you like your rice. If you like it just wet as hell, that's what I do.
Swampy rice.
Swamp rice. That's what I want. And if you're listening on your phone, take a screenshot, post it on Instagram, tag us on Asian Not Asian Pod. But yeah, those reviews matter, and it's really important. You know who never makes their rice wrong?
Who's that?
Our guest.
Oh.
Okay. Our guest today, singer, songwriter, producer. Her music has been featured on all sorts of stuff, on iHeartRadio, on all these different Spotify playlists. Her debut EP, Little Secret, was featured on lots of Spotify playlists, earned millions of streams. She's gotten, I think it's out already. I'm going to ask. And I don't know how to say this EP.
Yeah, we got to ask about that.
We got to ask. I'm going to say it right now, and then this person will correct me. Video call semicolon
No,
AM.
it's a colon.
Colon AM. But it was also in Ronnie Chang Takes Chinatown with yours truly. That's how we met. Give it up right now for, hold on here. You don't go by your stage name.
We can go by my stage name.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
We can go by, okay, I'll introduce you by your stage name.
Yes.
Give it up right now for êMIA, everybody.
êMIA.
Yay!
Thank you so much.
Yeah. How do you say your EP?
No, you got it. It's just video call AM.
Video call AM.
Yeah, like AM, FM,
Okay.
AM, PM.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, it could be either. It could be any.
Is that what the AM stands for that, or is it from like morning? AM, PM.
It's for morning for
Okay.
sure. Yeah.
All right. Okay. Where did that name like come from? What does that mean? Does it mean something?
êMIA?
No. The video call AM.
Yeah, it's so the EP is a project that I did with my friend Charlie, who I've been working with for like 5 years, but we have never met until like this February. And he lived in Singapore and then Paris now. And the way that we would make music is just like sending files back and forth.
Yo, that's cool.
We've just fostered this friendship from like FaceTime calls. And so whenever it's the AM for me, it's the PM for him.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So just kind of like a little reference to
how that works.
Yeah, how we became friends and worked together.
That's very much like Postal Service. You know that group, Postal Service?
Yes.
Apparently, that's what they used to do. Do you know what postal services are?
Yes.
Okay.
I've heard of such a thing.
There'll be a recurring
big
theme
mail?
here.
Is that?
Yeah, big mail. Yeah. Welcome to the show. Thank you for doing this.
Thanks for having me.
I'm glad we got to reconnect after doing the Ronnie Chang Takes Chinatown thing. We like to start off with our guests. Give you a minute to just introduce yourself, however you want. Talk to our audience. You got to use the whole minute, which is trickier than you think.
Okay.
And go.
All right. Well, I'm êMIA, and my real name is Anne, and I'm a singer, songwriter, and producer, and I live in Greenpoint right now. And I grew up kind of a little bit of everywhere. I was born in California in LA, and then my family moved to a little suburb in Central Florida, and I was there until I was 12. And then we moved to Madison, Wisconsin. And then I was there until I was 18.
Wow.
And then I went to college and I studied music in Miami. So I was back in Florida, but Miami is not like Valrico, Florida. So completely different. And while I was in Miami, my parents moved to Pennsylvania. And after I graduated school, I went straight to New York because New York has an amazing PR team. And I was convinced by every single rom-com I've ever watched that I have to live here.
Yes.
Yeah. And so much stuff. But I write happy and sad love songs for me and other people. And that's how I spend my days.
Boom. Welcome to the show. How's the rom-com like real life versus the fantasy of New York?
It is like 10 times as good and bad.
Really?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
How so?
I just think that, I don't know, it's like because I watch those movies religiously, that's kind of like the template and how I view my life.
What movies are we talking about?
Yeah, which one are we talking about?
When Harry Met Sally.
Yeah, that's a good one. Classics.
You've Got Mail.
Oh, You've Got Mail.
Let's see. Confessions of a Teenage Drama Queen. I consider Enchanted a rom-com.
Enchanted, yeah.
There's so many, and I can't. Oh, Splash.
Oh, Splash.
We're going back.
Whoa, that's way old. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Old Tom Hanks. Yeah. Okay.
Old Tom Hanks. Like How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days.
Yeah.
Just so many. So I think like the reference for my life is like, oh, this is how like fast paced everything is.
I'm a
like,
mermaid.
Every stressful moment is like there's a soundtrack.
Yeah.
So, and I honestly do feel like my romantic encounters in my life feels like that now, but those movies like couldn't predict like social media and
Tinder,
crippling anxiety
phone,
and the nuances of modern dating. So
I feel the closest in some ways, like You've Got Mail kind of was hinting at like the dystopian future of like catfishing and like guys being real weird online, like Tom Hanks, like, just like knowing all these things about the other person, that's like kind of like closest I got, I feel, to like what the dystopian nightmare, which is like online dating
or
now.
it's just doing your research
Yeah.
before like you go on a date. So if you know their name, you can be like, okay,
That's
I know their
true.
name, I know what they're
totally.
like doing, like what company they work for maybe, and you can just find out stuff, and it's just due diligence.
yeah,
right?
so true.
Yeah.
No, yeah.
Yeah, I feel too that right now it's like fall, and fall is like peak
Cuffing season.
rom-com season. Like the sun, the leaves are changing. You're walking your golden retriever through Central Park, and you're wearing a lot of suede. I'm just like, oh, this is it.
Suede.
I love suede. I'm wearing suede right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got you got to wear a lot of suede to all your Tinder dates. Yeah, I think you shouldn't listen to me at all. Okay, I haven't dated in like 20 years. Okay, so you're Viet too. You're Vietnamese.
I am.
How, like,
How Viet?
how Viet are you? Well, because like you're like Florida. I've not known a lot of Vietnamese people in Florida. Some in Pennsylvania.
Oh, really? I feel like
Florida.
a lot of them live in Orlando.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
There's a little community for sure.
You know what though? Now that you mention it, Orlando does give me Vietnamese vibes.
It does.
You know what I'm saying? It's like safe-ish and like
The climate is kind of similar. It's familiar. It's swampy.
swampy.
Yeah.
We love swampy shit.
Yeah.
I don't know why. Do you think that we would like want to change it up and like live in Aspen or something?
Well,
No.
not my parents. Definitely not.
No. That's amazing. I wanted to ask also how you got your. I had a theory for your artist name, êMIA.
I want to hear the theory.
I thought it was from M.
Yes.
Did a lot of people think that?
No.
Really?
No.
Yeah, I thought it was from M, which I was trying to explain to Ben. It's
It's like the she/her pronoun.
Yeah, and it's
But it's also like
it's not just. You can use it for a boy, a little boy.
True, yes.
It's
like
affectionate, very casual term.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You would call your sweetie that. You know what I'm saying? You might call, you call your young children that or something like that. Is that where it's from?
Yes.
Really?
It is.
Wow.
But you have the hat on there too, so that's what threw me off.
Yeah. Well, I was like, I shouldn't. There's some days I'm like, that hat just throws people off because that accent doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Do they try to mispronounce it because they're like, oh, there's an accent?
Yeah, like the people who actually know what the accent is, it's like, oh, it's êMIA.
Yeah.
I'm like, but yeah, it's like, it's from that, but I didn't come up with that. I was just copying Michelle Phan, who like 10 years ago created a makeup brand, and she called it M, and she explained it. And in my head, when I was like 10, I'm like, I'm gonna steal that. Like, I don't know how, but that's cool. It's like a reference like to Vietnamese, but still like easy to pronounce. So yes, it's from M, but it's from me copying Michelle Phan using M for her makeup brand.
Bootleg.
There's a through line.
Yeah. There's a through line there.
Yeah.
There's a lot of real cute shit in the Vietnamese language like that. Like we were talking about before we started recording. There's the Vietnamese restaurant in Greenpoint, D&D.
Yeah.
Right? Which I would translate it to "let's eat."
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
Like
let's go eat.
Yeah, let's go eat. D means go. Or let's go, right? Like, the literal translation is go, eat, go.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. But like you would say it to your friend, like, let's go eat. So there's like a lot of cute stuff in there that like Vietnamese language. It's very like, I don't know. I sometimes get upset because people are like, oh, Vietnamese is like a very harsh sounding language. People.
Really?
I think because it's like monosyllabic. So it's like, nah, right?
Interesting.
But it's a very beautiful, soft, cuddly language if you really learn it. There's a lot of like sweetness to it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, which I think is sweet.
That's interesting. I've always heard that, at least whenever I'd be speaking with like my mom and would be around people who didn't speak Vietnamese, they'd be like, oh, it's like, it sounds like you're singing. Like it sounds
I think
it's
it's
a very songbirdy language.
Yeah, it is
so
very
like,
songbirdy language.
It's not harsh.
That's what I think. That's what I agree. Have you ever listened to, if you never have, you should listen to like a Vietnamese poet when they talk. Oh, it's the best.
Oh, yeah.
It's like
they go ham.
Yo.
Yeah.
Yo, we should be winning all of the spoken word contests.
The slams.
No, I'm like, they're flowery. They're fluffy.
They're flowery as fuck.
Yeah.
That's a really good compliment to somebody, I feel. Like a new kind of compliment. Yo, Ben's flowery as hell. Yo, you flowery as hell.
Flowery.
I wanted to talk to you about like, because I think, with your music and you're a singer and songwriter, right? Some of your, I was going through your music and I think in your latest one there's like no capitalizations, which threw me off. And I was like, what's going on here? Mm-hmm. I don't know if you wanted to just kind of like talk about the philosophy of you have with your music, because there is kind of like a sweetness to it. Not to say it's like sweet or anything like that.
Yeah. Absolutely. I mean, the surface level answer to the no caps is I think it's just like a cool kid thing to do.
Yo, so cool. So flowery.
I think it kind of makes the song feel more approachable. And this was like a decision that me and Charlie made, where it's just like it's low key. It's like a text that you sent and you didn't think about it.
Yeah.
It should be. It's not like a song. Like, I don't want it to feel super formal and proper.
Yeah.
Because that's not who I am, and that's not the kind of music that I make.
I see.
Everything is like real from my life, pretty off the cuff, the most me I could be.
Yeah.
So no caps.
Yeah, a lot
unless I want it to be like very like precise like that.
Right. Then all caps.
A lot of texts between friends are not in caps, right? It's just like very, there's no YOU. It's just you, the letter U.
Yeah.
It's like you want that kind of level of casual familiarity.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
That is an interesting thing I've noticed with, and if it's okay if I can talk to you as a representative of Gen Z.
Yeah.
That
you're representing all of them right now.
Yeah, all of them right now is I feel like there's a resistance to kind of like formality, as far as like you were saying, this isn't a song. This is kind of like I don't even know how you would call it, because it is a song, but you're also kind of like saying it's like, you don't want to constrain it in that way necessarily, or say that it's like finished in that way.
Yeah, I'd agree. And I feel like I'm not, I love capitalization and punctuation.
Yeah, I'm not trying to come I'm not coming at you for your grammar.
I don't speak for all of Gen Z, but I would say they would agree with me. I think it's more like when I do, it's a statement. So it's like, at this point, like this is just a conversation. Like those songs, at least for that project, like we're just talking.
Yeah.
It's like it's 11 p.m. We're sharing a couple glasses of wine or something, and want it to feel that way. But there will be a day where I'm like, all right, like 3-4 course meal, white tablecloth, taper candles, and I really want to have a serious conversation.
Right. We're using M dashes now. Yeah, hell yeah, dude.
Then I'll bring out the period, the proper everything,
the
parentheses, yeah.
Yeah, that's like the fine china of
I'll bring
language.
out the fine china in my titles.
Yeah. Yo, using a semicolon, man. This was my grandfather's semicolon.
Heirloom passed
That's
down.
a beautiful.
Vintage, it's thrifted.
It's vintage, yo. They don't even use this anymore.
Well, you know me, Mike. You know me, right?
I know.
If you know
Dude.
this, if you know anything about me, you know that I'm out there.
Yes. You're out there.
I'm out there pounding, and a lot of people are like, "Fumi, why are you so good at pounding?" And by a lot of people,
I always ask that. I don't even believe you.
By a lot of people, I just mean Mike. The secret is, it is Helix Sleep Mattress. Helix Sleep has a quiz that takes just 2 minutes to complete and matches your body type and sleep preferences to the perfect mattress for you. Why would you buy a mattress made for someone else? With Helix, you're getting a mattress that you know will be perfect for the way you sleep and pounding.
Everybody's unique and pounds uniquely, and Helix knows that. So they have several different mattress models to choose from. They have soft, medium, and firm. Wink, wink. Mattresses. Mattresses great for cooling you down if you get hot. And even a Helix Plus mattress for plus-size sleepers because, hey, man, everybody needs love.
Just go to helixsleep.com/Asian. Take their 2-minute sleep quiz, and they'll match you to the customized mattress that will give you the best sleep/pound of your life.
They have a 10-year warranty, and you get to try it out for free for 100 nights, risk-free. They'll even pick it up for you if you don't love it, but you will.
Helix is offering up to $200 off all mattress orders and 2 free pillows for our listeners at helix.com/Asian.
That's helix.com/Asian for up to $200 off. And when you're doing your threesomes, 2 free pillows.
Now back to this.
Using the internet without ExpressVPN, that would be like leaving your keys in the car while you run into the store to grab a snack. Yeah, most of the time you're probably fine, but what if you came back to see someone else driving off with your car? You'd probably be pretty mad. Why do you need ExpressVPN? Because every time you connect to an unencrypted network at a hotel, at a bar, or at an airport, someone can steal your data. It's easy to do, and hackers make tons of money doing it. ExpressVPN creates a secure encrypted tunnel between your device and the internet. It's super secure and works on all your devices. Just fire up the app and click one button and you're all set. What I like about ExpressVPN is it's so easy to use. I have it on my laptop and it just runs in the background. I don't want people snooping and stealing all my info. Secure your online data today by visiting expressvpn.com/Asian. That's expressvpn.com/Asian, and you can get an extra 3 months free. expressvpn.com/Asian.
Yeah, one of your song names is called Fake Scenario. And I felt I was getting a little bit of like a peek. You know, we've been talking about like rom-coms.
Yeah.
And with your music, I feel like I'm getting a peek into like a young person's rom-com life now. You know, I want to put a pin in the rom-com thing because I want to go back to talk about that. But what is a fake scenario?
Oh my gosh. You guys.
Yeah. Oh, man. Oh. Should I take my jacket off?
Yes, absolutely. Get comfortable. I guarantee that you guys have had fakes. It's like, you know, have you ever like lied in bed and before going to sleep, you're just like imagining things that aren't happening? It's like you're not dreaming, but like I was just talking to two of my best friends last night, and we were talking about these like elaborate stories that we've created in our heads that we just like kind of daydream about throughout the day that like feel so close to us, but they're not real. So one of my friends was like, he always is fantasizing about like being a spy.
Oh, fuck yeah. Hell yes.
Like, just like, you know, he's like doing his job and he's in his head, like, I'm doing myself, like, I'm a spy working at a coffee shop and they need me. And then, like, someone tries to, like, kill me at the coffee shop, but then they don't know that I have superpowers. And then I do my, like, telekinetic powers and everyone's like, oh my gosh.
Holy
like,
shit.
He's got powers. And then I run away and people just talk about me forever. And we're both like, I totally understand that. So that's like broadly like what a fake scenario is. It's just like it's your imagination. It's like being like attached to this plot that's not real, but it kind of is, because it's like it's created from your like deepest desires and fears and hopes and dreams. And it's happening while you're awake. It's happening while you're like doing errands or doing your job, and it can like fuel like your real life decisions.
Totally.
And how you interact with people. So it's like harmless, sort of, but it can like consume your life.
Oh my gosh.
And bring you to certain situations.
Yeah.
So that's what a fake scenario is.
Yeah. Okay.
Can I tell you that I have a lot of those, and I used to daydream like all the time I think this is why I'm not like as into video games as other people are, because in my mind I've made like much bigger worlds.
Oh wow.
Yes.
So I have a very complex internal storyline of my life where I'm kind of like the ruler of an empire. And actually for a while there was something that happened in the storyline in my mind where I had a hard time not differentiating between real life and not, but I was like, oh, it's getting complicated now where like who's in control of the other, you know? It's like, so I had to kind of like put a stop to it.
Wow.
But I have all sorts of fake scenarios like that where I'm like a detective, you know, or I'm like whatever, tugboat captain or whatever. So I definitely hear that. And I think sometimes those fake scenarios are what make life worth living, because it's just like what could be, you know what I'm saying? Versus what is, you know, and fuck, my life is fucking sweet, but like, not as sweet as the detective.
Exactly.
You know?
But, you're probably making decisions that's like closing in on the gaps.
Yeah.
Detective you and like you. And I feel like whatever like plot line you make for detective you is motivated from things that happen in your life. So it's like everything is like working together.
Shit.
And I truly believe in that. And and then if you're crazy and insane enough, like you become like an artist or something, believe that people should pay you for your fake scenarios.
Yo, of course. Ben, you got any fake scenario? What's a good fake scenario for you?
What's one of yours?
I mean, I think I do more fake backstories for people when I see them, like especially in like in a subway type thing where I'm looking around and like some people just have such a distinctive look, or they're like
that's part of like
agitated, and I'm kind of like, okay, I wonder what brought them to this point, and so like I'll imagine like what kinds of things they've been doing. If they have a backpack on, I'm like, okay, this person is a tourist from Europe, and like I can kind of like imagine where they're from and what kind of things they've been doing and what's been exciting for them, which obviously for us in New Yorkers, we'd just be like, whatever, that's just a dumb pizza place that nobody likes. But for them, it was like the thing that they wanted to go to forever. They've read about it on TripAdvisor.
They made a promise to their dead grandmother.
Whoa, yes.
Yeah, totally.
That's
who ate there and thought it was the best pizza they'd ever had. Yeah, exactly. So that's definitely something I do a lot, where I'm just like, oh, I wonder what that person's story is.
That's what I loved about New York for a long time was, you walk around and like there's so many buildings and so many buildings with doors, and in those doors are people, and every single one is a story. And I was like, this is like so crazy, where you feel like in New York, every single and like one floor of, like, let's say there's 12 doors, will be the most different stories you've ever seen.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Whereas I feel like in other places, you go to Orlando or whatever, it's like it's not the same story. Of course, there's rich stories all over the place, but like there's
a little more similar.
A little bit more similarity.
Yeah.
Everybody kind of came here for this thing and they work in this thing, whatever.
Absolutely.
But in New York, there's like endless stories, and all you got to do is kind of like trespass a little bit and like stick your head in it, and you can see what's happening.
Or sometimes people they'll look like they're in pain, or you can hear them talking on the phone, and it's like a crazy conversation.
Whoa.
And I'm just imagining the other side.
Yeah.
And, you can be someone who's like being a douche, and like you're like, okay, this person has money, or this person is like having a fight with somebody.
Oh, yeah.
It's very, very fascinating.
What's a good fake scenario for you?
I think one of my favorites is I've always imagined myself like in this like fantasy world where I train to be like a bodyguard. Like,
hell yeah.
I'm part of like the royal like guard.
Oh shit.
And I'm like protecting the princess.
Oh.
But then the princess like dies or disappears, and then I have to be
Whoa.
the princess.
Yes.
So it's a replacement, not you have to find the princess. You're
No,
just like,
You
well,
have to become...
I'm just like the stand-in while we like find the real girl who's been like kidnapped or
That's
something.
tight.
But I gotta like, put on like an act, but like I like am also like a badass and I can fight. So that's my fake scenario.
Which time period are we talking? Are we talking about like Ming Dynasty type shit? Are we talking about like like alternate world sci-fi shit, or like what's the background here?
yeah.
I think for that particular plot, probably like kind of like a Ming Dynasty kind of thing.
Where the princess is always like carried around in a box.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah.
shit, yeah, dude.
Like, I love that. But I mean, I love like futuristic sci-fi things.
Mm-hmm.
I was just telling someone that my favorite genre of movie it's sci-fi, but there has to be a really compelling love story that like propels everything. So to me, like The Matrix is that.
Yeah.
So I'm like, that is what makes a great movie.
Yeah.
Sci-fi with romance.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good. That's what I wanted to talk about. Oh, and also you missed it. I was dressed as Morpheus last week. So like,
Were you?
Yeah, dude.
yeah.
That's perfect.
It's actually kind of
I
freaky.
see that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, it's freaky how many people are like, "Yo, Mike, you got a really Lawrence Fishburne-y vibe," and I'm like, "Thank you." I mean,
That's a good vibe to aspire
Yeah,
to.
no, he's a great actor, and you know he's not bad looking in The Matrix, I guess. But like, anyway, so with rom-coms, I feel like it's interesting to me because I would think that those rom-coms would be, they don't age well, or like they are outdated in some way. I mean, shit, even when I watch them, I'm like, I know this isn't, there's like a lot of things wrong with these things. Like, obviously with You've Got Mail, there's all sorts of weirdness with like how that story is, but it is a lot about the vibe as well, like the time and place it takes place in.
Yes.
And I wonder is like, what's the current version? If you had to write a rom-com, I guess set it in New York, like how would you kind of set that up? Is it against the backdrop of climate change? Is it against the
what's the meet cute?
Yeah, what's the cute way that the rom-com Gen Z
world
kids like, maybe they were collaborating together on an album. And what a beautiful, and they've never met each other.
They don't even know what they look like.
They don't even know. I'm working with my collaborator. He lives in Prague, And they're like, we got to meet up, and there's a lot of stress. Oh man, this story writes itself.
To sign a contract.
You have to meet up because, like I got to send,
Or we're playing live. The record
oh my gosh, the record company, there's a live show, and you guys are going to meet and play together for the first time. Okay,
Man,
sorry. What do you
these
think?
are great.
What do you
think? I feel like there's if we're going to do something like realistic,
it doesn't have to be, however you want to do.
Yeah, rom-coms aren't realistic.
But that doesn't involve like tech that doesn't exist or like magic. I'm trying to think because I feel like there's no way for it to not have sort of like a psycho stalkery kind of vibe.
Oh yeah,
I mean, yeah.
I see what you're saying.
Because all I can think of is like, I feel like. Because it used to be with every one of these rom-coms, like, I guess, like, everyone's dream was to work for a magazine.
Oh, yeah. Huh. Yeah. Publishing was like...
I'm like, they all write articles.
Right. Like, yeah. Everybody wants to move here. And, like, I'm a writer. I'm working on a book. But I'm always, like, looking out the window and, like, typing on my typewriter. Yeah.
But now I'm just, like, everyone's, like, a content creator.
Yeah. There's a lot of it.
So all I can think of is, like, once upon a time, like, there was this small like town girl that was a big fan of this like handsome content creator.
This is great. Yeah.
She's just starting to like create content herself.
I love it.
So I think it's like when she moves to the city, like I think it's her creating like an internet personality that like would, I don't know, position her to be in his social circle.
Yeah.
Honestly, like Gossip Girl had a very like good like grasp on that. So it's kind of like creating your like online brand to put yourself close to the people that you want to get close to. So yeah, I could see her like the first like half of the movie, her like hustling, grinding, getting her numbers up and everything, having her get like sponsorship with like brands that he's into. And then finally she sets everything up so she can send that like, she like meets a mutual friend so that when she sends her DM, like it goes through like like further up in the thing or whatever. And then he thinks it's all an accident, but it's all just a big scam. Or not scam or a scheme.
Yeah.
So I think it's going to be something like that. I think it has to involve, the technology that we have now and a big conversation about how like, I don't know, people create these stories around people based on what they see on the internet. That's like that's going to be the love story.
The twist could be like, what does the guy think of the real person versus what they thought they were on the internet?
Yeah, and vice versa. Like she might step into this world. Like the twist would probably be like she was going after like this guy, but really she fell in love with the editor.
Yeah, the editor, the quiet editor who was just, he was the one who was doing the
real
work.
Brains, the sensitive guy.
Yeah.
Who you could tell throughout the whole movie was kind of into her. And
didn't
want to
he's like helping her.
Yeah.
Right.
And, like he's like, he believes in her work.
Right.
Yeah.
And he looks kind of sad when she's like looking to see if that other guy has responded, and he's just like,
oh my. Did you just come up with that off the dome? That was amazing.
Oh, thank you. It's all that maladaptive daydreaming.
Yo, those fake scenarios.
Fake scenarios.
Amazing.
Okay, one more closing question. Who's playing these people? Who casting?
Oh,
in the role of hot influencer or content creator?
The guy,
the girl, and then the girl, and then also the editor. Who do you imagining?
Oh man,
this is a tricky
gotta be newbies.
You're right.
Do we have to?
You're right. No, it could be Amber. Yeah,
they gotta be nobodies.
Yeah,
I like that.
But the person who's the manager of the hot his manager, Tom Hanks. Gotta have Tom Hanks.
Yeah.
Just
as he is right now.
As he is this second. He actually plays himself.
Yes.
He did play Tom Parker in Elvis, so he's played a manager already.
He's already
actually
Tom Parker.
In his resume.
He actually will have the Southern accent and the suit and everything like that.
Exactly.
I found this interesting thing. I don't know if this is current anymore, but I was looking, trying to find more information about you, and for this rom-com that we're in. Of
course,
and I found something called Monster Cat, which I don't know what that is. But there's a little bio, and it looks like it was written by you, and it's very sweet. It's very, hi, my name is Anne. I'm a pianist who realized I wasn't the best pianist, so I sang, and then I realized I wasn't the best singer, so I wrote songs, and then I realized I should produce them myself. So there's this nice bio. First of all, I want to stop here and like, is this still relevant, or are you like sort of like over this?
It's pretty outdated.
Yeah.
They copied that bio from, I think, my Facebook page.
Oh, okay.
2018. But yeah, I mean, Monster Cat is a label that I wasn't signed to or anything, but that's how I met Charlie. So before Charlie was Charlie, he was Doomu, and he was making like dubstep, like hard electronic music. And I was writing and singing like the top line vocal melody and lyrics and stuff.
Oh, okay.
So that's kind of how my relationship with the label is through him.
Okay.
But we've had like we released a couple of songs together, and that's kind of where honestly probably marks like the beginning of like when I started making music as êMIA. So yeah, my roots, but definitely in the past.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough. But I wanted to zone in on this one thing you say. I want to quit music all the time because I get so jaded easily. And I was like, that's mad relatable as a comedian, right? As artist, whatever, I just want to quit all the time and just like retreat to my fake scenarios and just like live my life out in there.
Yeah.
you know, do you feel like that still? Is it like, I mean, it's a grind, you know? I just wanted to kind of open it up a little bit for you.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. But I think over the past couple years, I'm like, you know, I'm jaded all the time, regardless.
Yeah.
So it's like, I'm either going to be unhappy while I'm being an artist in certain moments, and I will also be super unhappy if I'm not making music too.
Yeah.
So it's like, if that's the case, like, then there's no real quitting, because I think I would just be like twice as like, I would be upset like watching other people do what I want to do, and I would be that like that bitter like person that quit. I already know what kind of bad person I would be if I like didn't pursue music and art. And so I think that's how I feel whenever I like run into a moment where I'm just like, I gotta quit. But then I'm like, well, if you're gonna quit, you're gonna watch like the people that stay, and you're gonna be so jealous of them.
Oh yeah, dude.
And I think my fear of being jealous of
Yes.
other people is way stronger than my frustration with the grind at the end of the day.
I definitely agree with that. What really drives me is seeing people who I think are mediocre doing very well, and I'm like, that can't happen. That not on my watch. You
Exactly.
know, I can do that. You know, I should be able to do that. So
And those people always will succeed.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's kind of like you have to believe that.
but you still get enjoyment out of like the artistic side of
Oh,
things.
yes.
I'm guessing it's everything else around it that can get really brutal, like the business side or like marketing and all that.
Yeah, absolutely. But the act of like creating something out of nothing is impossible to not be addicted to.
Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I wanted to play a little bit of your music.
This is a tricky thing to talk about. Personally, as a man, as a dude, and I'm talking about my hair. Yes, I have hair, okay? I'm sensitive about it. I wanted to find a treatment for hair growth that took into account my whole body. Nutrafol is the #1 dermatologist recommended hair growth supplement, clinically shown to improve your hair growth, thickness, and visible scalp coverage. Nutrafol's hair growth nutraceuticals go beyond genetics to multi-target the root causes of thinning, including stress, hormones, nutrition, metabolism, aging, and lifestyle through whole body health. Physician formulated using natural medical grade ingredients, Nutrafol's drug-free, patented technology provides consistent, reliable results without compromising your sexual health. Hey. In a clinical study, men showed progressive improvements in hair growth and thickness after 3 and 6 months. Nutrafol is also trusted and recommended by more than 3,000 top doctors. You can grow thicker, healthier hair and support our show by going to Nutrafol.com/men and entering the promo code ASIAN to save $15 off your first month subscription. This is their best offer anywhere, and it's only available to U.S. customers for a limited time. Plus, free shipping on every order. Get $15 off at Nutrafol.com/men, spelled Nutrafol.com/men, promo code ASIAN.
If that's cool.
Yeah.
And we can have it. I mean, we have got a couple more other questions about your music career.
Absolutely.
Text me the alphabet backwards. Let's make a secret code. Whatever you want to make the great escape, let me know. If you need any scares, you can blame it on me. I'll be the bad guy for you. So what if she wants forever? That's not the way that it has to go. So baby, just blink twice. If she's holding you hostage, give me a sign and I'll be on it. I'll get a car if you get your bags. Run away and don't look back. Blink twice if she's been holding you. Blink twice if she's been holding you hostage. Baby, let me help you break free. I'll make you mine. I just need a sign. Blink twice if she's been holding you. In case you just wanna let her know, let her down easy, tell her everything's right when the time is right. And kiss her on the cheek when you apologize. Don't tell her about her crazy kind of chemistry. How everything is better when you're here with me. You and I know So baby, just blink twice if she's holding you hostage. Give me a sign and I'll be on it. I'll get a car if you get your bags.
Hi, Kwa. Okay, that was I loved it. What? Blink twice if she's holding you hostage. I think there's something interesting here. A, no caps. Second,
True.
There's kind of like a joke, but it's like, it's like funny, but then also it's like this heartfelt song.
No, I love this lyric. I love this genre of I want someone who's already in a relationship, but I suspect they're not totally happy.
Yo.
And there was always something with us. So is this like, can this happen?
Yeah.
Like, I love that genre.
Talk to us a little bit about this blink twice if she's holding you hostage.
Yeah, you like encapsulated it perfectly. It is like a joke, but it's not.
Yes.
It's like when I was writing it, I wrote it like very soon, like maybe a few weeks after I met this person that I was like, wow, my life is gonna be ruined. Like, I love this person.
Whoa.
Yeah, just like one of those things where I feel like I always know if I'm gonna get along with someone or if someone's gonna be my friend or if we really connect so quickly.
Yeah.
And I like had a feeling that that would be the case with us. And the first time we hung out, like it was from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m.
Yeah.
I just spent the whole day
those.
just like meeting my best friend. And I knew the situation. I was just like, I guess this is just life. And when I started writing the song, it was just like how funny would it be if like you were absolutely miserable and you needed me to like save you?
Yeah.
And this person was also in the music industry as well. And when, as we became like close, like I would, show them the songs I was working on and everything. And there's always a part of me that's like,
Wait, did you show them this one?
no, I never showed
What? Oh, what? We're gonna send up this podcast. Oh,
like, I mean, the story is, I don't know if I can tell you the whole story.
you don't
but
got to, but I mean, yes, you do. Yeah.
Well, it's kind of juicy already.
Whoa. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Whoa.
I'll give the general, I'm like, what's the PR friendly way of telling a story? Basically, I wrote that before knowing really anything about like this person's like relationship situation.
So you were doing a fake scenario in your mind.
You're doing a fake scenario
I'm
too.
just like, it'd be so nice.
Maybe
if
I'm
you-
a princess.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm
a princess.
Maybe I'm
yeah.
a bodyguard. Maybe we fall in love.
Yeah, literally, it was just that, and in my head, I'm like, I probably won't ever play it for him, but maybe I would, just like in a playlist of like, oh, these are just some random
Some
songs.
songs have nothing to do with anything.
Yeah, there's nothing to do with you. And over the course of like our time together in like a year and a half, just like shit just went down. Everything that I was like, oh, wouldn't it be crazy if this was like the situation in your relationship came true?
Whoa.
You manifested.
I guess.
Wow.
And it was this thing where it got to a point where everything was very like wholesome and innocent until like I started hearing from him like one-on-one his like problems in his relationship. And it always came with this like, are you trying to tell me something?
Yeah.
Like, and this was like this at this point when I started hearing about this was like months and months after I wrote this song. Like it wasn't even like was like it wasn't even because of that, but I was just like, are you trying to say that you're unhappy? And eventually that became like the big conversation, and it always came with that caveat with like, and what's happening here?
Whoa.
Yeah. Well, basically there was a conversation that we had, and he did admit his feelings for me.
Wow.
And
Rom-com.
I know. And at that moment, I remember just thinking, is this it? Is the plot of my song like coming true?
Yeah.
And unfortunately, for a lot of reasons, it didn't work out.
Sure.
There's no happy ending to this story, and I ended up having to be the person that was like I cannot be your friend anymore.
Wow.
Like, this is how I feel about you. You know that.
Yeah.
Which is why you're always calling me, and like, you are using that, and without like making like a real decision about what you want to do.
Yep.
So it pained me to be like this person that I, desperately would do anything to like spend time with, be like, we are not speaking anymore.
Dang.
And I let this person go. They're still with their partner.
Whoa.
Yeah.
And it's been a good amount of time. I definitely, there was immediately after that happened, I was like, I'm releasing the song this week. Like I'm gonna make sure
out.
everyone knows what you put me through. But this is a real person that I can't help but think I'm releasing this song on the 18th, and we haven't spoken in a year, and I just still like, while I'm like, this is my art, I'm going to be as honest as possible about my experience, my stories. It's about me.
Mm-hmm.
Still wanting to be respectful of this like real human being that like, if I'm being honest, like I like will always have like some sort of like feelings for.
Of course.
So yeah, that's kind of it. And part of me was like, like the easiest way for me to like really tell this story is only in this like kind of jokey, kind of like tone. But it is like, it really is just like a real song about like desperately wanting someone you can't have.
Okay, so is the rom-com over, or are we in the middle of it? Because
it's like more of an indie movie.
Do you feel? Yeah, it is.
The ending.
Do you secretly hope that like this song comes out and something happens here?
It's funny because before this song came out, I did release a different song as like a featured artist for another artist project that was very also clearly about him as well.
Wow.
And I didn't expect, because it was kind of a little bit more low key, and I did get a message from him saying just, hey, it's a really good song. And at that point, I was just like, I'm not really sure what to do with this, because I consider being like, oh, thank you very much. But I also am like, it's hard because like me responding is also me wanting to open up like, the rapport again. And I ended up never responding. And I don't really know. I don't really know what that says, what that communicated to him. I just wasn't ready to have a conversation yet. And just time has passed. In my head, I'm always like, oh, I should just say something. And I never did. They used to live in New York. They don't anymore. And there is a part of me that's like, maybe the ship has sailed. I'm trying not to release the song with this, with imagining their reaction, good or bad.
Sure. Yeah.
And I think I wouldn't be releasing it unless I did feel kind of stable in that sense. But I think that they probably will hear it at some point in their life.
Sure.
So I'm like, even now, I'm just like, all right, what if they hear this? Like, what should how do I say this so that I'm being honest about what happened, but also like, I want to be respectful too.
Wow. Ben, aren't you glad you're not 25 anymore?
Yeah.
So crazy. 26. Man, just wow. Just like me living through you telling it a year later, my heart is just like
up
and down and left and right, man. You just don't know what the fuck's happening, bro. Oh my gosh.
It's awful. And even me telling this story, because I always think, at least recently, I'm like, I'm so healed and I'm way past it. And look how articulately I'm like talking about it. But it's real. And every moment that, I think about the song, I made this very elaborate music video for the song too. I am like just put in the place again. And I keep thinking about like, is there anything I could have done? Was it always out of my control from the beginning? And how do I if we ever cross paths again, what is the tone going to be like?
Well, here's the rom-com scenario.
Go.
You are somewhere playing this live.
You're famous.
And you see you see him in the audience. Listening, watching.
He looks terrible. Okay? He looks absolutely destroyed.
You guys are locking eyes. Like that is the rom-com moment.
That's the rom-com.
Afterwards,
I feel that's like, that's like at the end of, what is it called? What's that Ryan Gosling You know,
La La Land.
Yeah.
I never saw it.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Just but you don't even talk. You just just share the moment.
Wow.
Right.
You know?
Totally.
That's some good shit, right? Yeah.
His eyes are really shiny. He just kind of nods.
Just nods. What could have been?
You know?
That's the most beautiful stories I feel.
Yeah.
Is like what could have been. Those are like the
Totally.
They're so pregnant with meaning and fake scenarios.
Yeah.
You know what could have happened? That's
Yeah.
like because like usually what happens is it's either very messy or was usually very mundane.
Yeah.
You know, it's like when nothing happened or whatever. But like what could happen? Whoa.
Says so much.
Yo, we're writing songs for you right here.
Yeah.
I want 10% royalties. And all the songs must have punctuation. That's someone roll up.
That's
no,
okay.
I'm just
Yeah.
kidding. But that was good.
That was
Yeah.
That was amazing. Well, yeah. Good luck on your music. I mean, that's a deep reservoir that I have not felt in a long time.
Yeah. That's
I mean, my feelings are like now, with my family, so it's like it's like another reservoir. It's like I left the makeout reservoir and now I'm at the Whole Foods reservoir.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's like a whole other thing of like but it's like pulling from a different like part of my amygdala brain.
Absolutely.
It's like another thing.
It's still there.
It's
somewhere.
there. But it's hard to write a song about like my newborn son that's like gonna feel like it's gonna maybe if you put a banging beat in the back of it, and I'm like,
Yeah.
Well,
my boy.
how many iterations of that song do you think you went through before you kind of willed it down to past the raw emotion and more into like
that's a good
palatable kind of like, oh, now it's kind of clever and cute. But like I imagine right away you could have written down things that are just like, ooh, this is a little too direct. This is a little too on the nose. This is maybe not fun to listen to, but
Yeah, good point.
I totally feel that because I feel very particular about like pop songwriting in the sense where like it has to be relatable and it has to be conversational. But I remember having this teacher that was like, you want people to like step into your home and feel like they're in a home, but you don't want them to see your like dirty underwear. And I feel like sometimes with pop songs, it's easy to get into the dirty underwear like area because people are just like saying like really real things, which is like there is a space for that.
Yeah.
But it actually, for whatever reason, makes it less effective. Like there's a good thing. So there was like a time when I was writing the song that there were like a couple lines here and there, but I think because I wrote it kind of in piecemeal, I've always like, I think blink twice if she's holding you hostage was a phrase that I knew that I wanted to put for something.
Yep.
And like the first line that I like wrote, I think like, after like our first meeting was text me the alphabet backwards, like literally thinking about a fake scenario of, okay, what if I do like play him this song? And it's really just an instruction manual of like how he can safely communicate with me that he's unhappy. Like I think part of me was like, oh, I'll play him the song. And then a week later, he texts me CPA, and I know that it's on.
Yeah,
Putting little clues in my songs, which
fucking Da Vinci Code up in here of love, man.
Kind of, yeah. I think a lot of my like love-ish songs, there's a lot of like little hints. Like almost every song I write is directly to a person. So whoever that person is supposed to be, like there is something like specifically for them and nobody else. And absolutely that first line, I'm in my head, I'm like, oh my God, we'll play my little Dropbox file. And he's gonna have like a good how-to on how to tell me that he's in love with me too.
Whoa.
Unreal.
Wow. Okay. Well, I don't know what to root for other than I hope you get a lot of streams on it. What's the name of the project again, and how can people find it and all that stuff?
So I'm êMIA, spelled EMIA, and the song that'll be released on Friday, November 18th is called Blink Twice If She's Holding You Hostage. And if you follow me on @thisisêMIA for Instagram and TikTok, I am scheming away. Like I have just like a lot of little quips about me telling the story in different ways. But yeah, that's what it's going to be. There's going to be the songs dropping and the music videos dropping.
Amazing.
On the same day.
Yo, I can't wait to see this music video.
Yeah.
I can't wait for you to see this music video.
I can't wait for you know who to see this music video.
I don't know.
Remember, if this is about you, there are instructions in lyrics, so just follow them.
Wouldn't it be great if there was like 20 people listening to this and going,
they
oh my
thought it
God,
was
this is about me. And you're getting mad DMs, just like mad, like, oh my God, I didn't know you felt this way about me.
Okay.
We were in third grade together.
I love that.
To be fair, I remember like tweeting something totally crazy that I was just like, I'm gonna call this person and like tell them that I still love them, that we should meet at the top of the Empire State Building before they move. And then I had to retweet my own tweet and be like, there are three people that I think might think this is about them. And only one of them is right. So for the other two, it's not you.
Breaking hearts.
I'm just imagining these two other people at the top of the Empire State Building. Like, are you here? Are you here for Anne too? Oh,
Flowers.
fuck! No!
And then they fight each other.
Yeah, they're fighting. Yeah. And then one of them is a princess, and the other one becomes the bodyguard. Okay.
Yes.
Well, thank you so much for being on the show.
Thank you for having me.
Can't wait to check you out. Do you do live shows?
I do. Not soon.
Okay.
But I will.
Okay. Well, check out êMIA, and check out their music and their work. And it's if you want to feel anything like I just did, me and Ben, we're exillennials and we don't feel nothing.
Yeah.
The only thing we feel is knee pain. Okay. And so
and
now
ankle pain.
and ankle pain,
Yeah.
and so you made us feel something, and that wasn't knee or ankle pain. So we appreciate that. You can always follow the podcast at Asian Not Asian Pod, and you can find me on Instagram at Nice Pants Bro.
And I'm at Seoul Korea, SOUL Korea.
Once again, come check out Hack City. That's on November 17th or December 9th. It's a stand-up show, and you can come check us out, and it'll be a great time. Thank you again, Anne/êMIA. And everybody,
Woo.
Stay in those fields, everybody.
Absolutely.
Bye.
Stay.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.